So hello, Darren Stallo here, partner at Deloitte. I lead our UiPath relationship and our Agentic ERP solution, reporting from Barcelona at Mobile World Congress 2026. I'm joined here today by Alex Jackson, Deloitte partner and Agentic ERP leader, Caleb from UiPath's Office of the CFO, an industry leader, and Martijn, UiPath's product leader for the Office of the CFO. MWC brings together the world's telecom, communication, and mobility ecosystem, all showcasing their latest technologies and developments. One clear theme on the floor this year is the prevalence of AI in products and services and the various solutions shaping today and in the future. So I'm honored to moderate this conversation on Agentic ERP and how Deloitte and UiPath are partnering to deliver an ambitious solution designed to transform finance and unlock new value for the ecosystem. So with that, I'm going to kick things off. Alex, I'm going to pass the first question over to you. Can you tell us about Agentic ERP and its core mission?
Yeah, thanks, Darren, and good morning, everyone. So we believe Agentic ERP is the next generation of enterprise productivity, where we're bringing people and agents together in a seamless way. The telco mobility ecosystem, they've made a tremendous amount of investment in operating their back offices, their infrastructure, making sure that equipment is in the right place at the right time, no service disruption. What Agentic ERP allows for is for humans and agents to work together and for them to be able to bring the ecosystem to their customers, avoid service disruptions, preventative maintenance, and manage network operations overall to bring business value.
Thank you. Can I double click into Agentic ERP a bit more? How does Agentic ERP work exactly?
Yeah. So the ERP is the system of record for finance, but around that you have hundreds of other systems that are necessary for people to execute on complex finance workflows. Now that creates a tremendous amount of swivel chair and manual activities in these processes. Now what Agentic ERP is not is individual agents solving individual problems. Agentic ERP is end-to-end finance business processes where humans, robots, and agents are orchestrated together in a seamless way to drive ROI for businesses. And that orchestration is really important. And that's where UiPath comes in. Their Maestro agentic process orchestration technology is really critical to the Agentic ERP solution.
Thank you, Alex. Maybe turning over to Caleb, jumping off that, can you tell us more about UiPath as an organization and the impact you're making in the telco, media, telecommunications connectivity ecosystem?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I would say is that UiPath, since its inception, has really been focused on obviously automating problems across the business. And so we've had a strong footprint in really telecom and high tech, as well as the various suppliers that support that community for a long time. And the reason why is the telecom, media, and high tech companies, they have an incredibly large ecosystem serving millions of customers every day. And so there's literally millions of automations that are done by UiPath to really ensure service levels and ensure customer reliability. And from the perspective of UiPath, AI has really been a game changer for our industry from the perspective that we now can do more complex automations. So in the past, while we would do relatively a binary automation, that is to say a finance task, for example, almost like a VLOOKUP in Excel, where a path went X or Y, now with AI, we can take on, as Alex was mentioning, sort of the human level side of the equation. And that's allowed us really to take on a much larger breadth. And that's where we overlap with regards to this mission of Agentic ERP. And so one of the things that we've done to align to the mission of Agentic ERP that many of our clients here today at Mobile World Congress are doing is really to roll out a series of automation templates and solutions for what we call Office of the CFO. And what that means for us is that within an ERP, the primary purpose of an ERP is ultimately buying the things that are needed to sell the things that need to be sold to drive revenue at the highest level, right? And so what we've done is we've built both automation and AI templates, leveraging the lowest total cost of ownership for all of those key workflows that drive 70, 80% of an ERP's function. And for us, a lot of those cases, it's going to be a core UiPath platform where we're using agents and robots as well as specialized language models to solve problems. But in other case, there's specific user groups, like, for example, procurement, like merchandising, if you have a direct-to-consumer relationship, like sourcing, if you're involved in the physical infrastructure side. And those individual users need unique experiences. And so we've built vertical solutions that are really AI forward, that basically integrate into our platform, but provide a user experience for the sourcing managers, for the AP managers, and for the merchandising folks. And so our vision of Agentic ERP is really both a platform solution for solving any number of automations across the business, be it in infrastructure, be it in networking, as well as the dedicated experiences that will allow our users at the companies here to drive more value. So that's kind of how we're thinking about it from a UiPath perspective, and how we bring the best of individual experiences as well as platforms to the telecom industry.
Awesome. So there's a combination here of things. You have acceleration, ease of use for our customers for adoption, and then comparing and contrasting going end to end, as well as deep vertical solutions. So, kind of with that, Martijn, being on the product side, hearing all of that, maybe give us a bit more about the vertical solutions that you focused on, particularly in the office of the CFO.
Yeah, for sure, Darren. So what we're seeing with our customers is there's a huge demand for adding agents and AI into your business processes. But what people tend to underestimate is that it's super easy to create a nice POC with an LLM with ChatGPT or any other LLM really. It's much harder to have your agents run reliably in your business system, right? That's what we're doing every day, day in, day out. And what we saw as UiPath is in these core financial processes, there's often a lot of similarity from one customer to the other. So with the solutions that we're now launching, we can just deliver value real fast and land a really reliable, practical way to add AI and agents into your business processes. I like the way we're interacting with our users there, as Caleb was mentioning, because we want to be kind of a nimble agentic layer, execution layer inside of the Agentic ERP, where we're reaching out to all the business systems that you have in your context. So as UiPath, we can do UI automation, API automation. We can really interface with any of your business systems. So it sits on top of your systems. The agents are doing the work. And we have this mantra of meeting the users where they are. So we don't want to draw you into yet another solution. We want to go directly where the users are. So maybe as an example, in accounts payable, if I have to approve invoices, I maybe do that once a month, right? I don't do that every day. So what we'll do is the agent will reach out on Teams. We'll ask you, hey, Darren, you have an invoice going on. Do you want to approve it? Yes or no? It's real easy to move it forward so you can go about your day. But what's real cool is you can chat back to it, ask a question, which happens a lot in practice, actually, and the agent will help you forward. So you don't have to bother that specialist, having that long back and forth communication loop. You can just do your business right there and move on with your day. So that's, for us, the experience that we're trying to create here.
So we've touched upon here that there's value clearly to the business user and those operating finance. So now let me turn this a little bit towards you're part of the office of the CFO or part of Deloitte. What's the value to the business? What's the value to the CFO when you think about that a little bit more? What do we think? And feel free, jump ball.
Yeah, I'll start off and then maybe I'll hand it to Alex for a Deloitte perspective. But from our perspective, Martijn and I, representing the industry and the product, it's really important that we understand the value proposition for our customers. And to drill down on the example Martijn said, let's take the telecom industry, right, where we are today. A lot of folks think that the accounts payable industry has been solved, but the reality is that in telecom today, 40% of invoices in the United States are actually received manually through a PDF, still being reviewed individually by people. And so the reality is we look at value from really three perspectives. Number one, what is the qualitative value to the user to improve the experience? It improves employee retention, it improves job satisfaction, and there's actual value there. Then secondly, how much time are you saving as a result of an agent letting you know that you're late on approving an invoice that potentially may have taken you an hour to process in the past, find the right system, log into multiple SaaS tools, and now it's all agentified. And that's what we call efficiency savings or soft savings. And the third area that we look at for every use case for our telecom partners is the hard dollar savings. So we know, for example, that right now telecom pays between $4 and $5 to process a manual invoice. Let's get that down to $1.50. And so that's the hard dollar savings. And so when we communicate to CFOs, we really communicate all three aspects, because the CFO cares about user experience, they care about efficiency, and they care about the P&L. And so we're always looking through those three lenses when we think about the value proposition.
Awesome. I guess, Alex, anything else to add?
Yeah, I mean, if you take a different area like lead to cash, where when we take the end-to-end process, there's a tremendous amount of manual activity in that process. And by adding agents, by being able to orchestrate, as Caleb discussed, meet you where you are, talk to your teams, don't make you go into a system. We believe you can take out up to 70% of the manual activities in lead to cash. And that's not just saving time, that is enabling the deal desk to turn into a value generator for the business and not just a compliance organization. So that's really where we see the value.
Yeah, maybe if I can add one more thing, if it's especially for CFOs, but I think that's top of mind for a lot of us here. Trust is super important for these new kind of workflows, because you're going to have new workers, agents inside your workflows. And for finance, compliance is super important. So you want to be in total control of how your agents are doing the work for you, what kind of things you want the agents to do autonomously, but also where you want to be in the loop and have the work handed off to you. So that's a very important thing for our customers.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, and maybe turning over to Alex, jumping off of that, and it's a fantastic point. How does Deloitte differentiate with its multidisciplinary model, and how that's being brought to Agentic ERP to bring that difference and trust to the equation?
Yeah. I mean, look, when you bring in agents together with people in finance workflows, one of the obvious questions we get from CFOs is, how do I govern AI in my finance organization? And so Deloitte, we're a multidisciplinary firm. We've been around for hundreds of years, built on quality, and we've earned the trust of our clients across consulting, tax, and audit over many years. And we really bring all of those capabilities to bear when we're designing and architecting workflows. It really is to make sure that they are designed and built, delivered in a governed and ultimately a controlled way. For those of you who may have been walking around the booth, you would have seen our AI Navigator tool, and that helps organizations envisage current process and taking it to an agentified state. Agentic ERP is really just bringing that to life in the finance domain.
Awesome. So I think we're out of time, but I just wanted to thank you all for a wonderful, insightful discussion on our Agentic ERP solution. To our clients and ecosystem, we're really excited about Agentic ERP and believe this solution will help you achieve your ambitions to transform how you operate finance today and into the future. And I guess for those with us broadly in the audience, we're happy to connect with you and continue the dialogue, show you a demo that we already have here as well. And again, thank you, everybody, and enjoy MWC. That's a wrap.